Here we have a battle with the generations where we each had to have a Pokemon from each generation. And this is me versus Nick. I wasn't doing too well that night, but I think this was probably my best battle. So right off the bat, I think he's going to Dragon Dance, but he goes for Crab Hammer. So I'm already kind of, getting outplayed. So I switch out Crobat, Bruce, and I send out Melodic, who can take any hit from this thing all day, every day, no matter what it is. And so I'm pretty much ready to Dragon Tail whatever he switches out to, unless he wants to Dragon Dance. Point is, whatever's coming is leaving. And then Electivire comes out, so I'm like, okay. And I can't really take a Wild Charge that well from him, so I switch out to something that can. And I'm like, okay, now's as good a time as any to go for Stealth. Oh no. So he's already like outplaying me, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to start playing smarter. So I do Rapid Spin to get rid of the rocks that I set up on myself. And even if he sets up Espeon again, I know I can just go for another Rapid Spin, so it's no big deal to me. But he blocks me when I set up the Stealth Rocks. So now I'm trapped in here, and I don't really have leftovers recoveries because for whatever reason we had Item Claws. And I have nothing but super effective hits against Venusaur. So I don't really mind staying in, even though it's not ideal, and with leftovers I wouldn't really worry that much. But I'm kind of hoping for a burn, to be honest, because he already got a curse. And that Leaf Seed recovery is helping him stay alive big time. So I go for an Ice Shard because I figured he was going to attack here with a, I don't know, some sort of grass move. But he does Outrage for some reason, even though he's not a dragon. I don't know who this guy thinks he is, but, I go for another Fire Fang, and it's not getting the burn, no crits, and I'm like, oh, activate Lychee Berry, but it doesn't matter because Leech Seed's going to kill me. So I hate Item Claws. And there goes Fantastique, and he's dead. And I send out my coolest guy ever, Ferometer, who is specifically designed to counter Ferrothorns. So I figure, he only has moves that I'm going to resist probably. So I go for Substitute, knowing that he's either going to want to switch or do Leech Seed, and I'm already falling behind here. But he decides to Leech Seed, so that was a waste of turn on his part, and I got a free sub. And it would have been even sweeter if I had leftovers instead of this dumb Shobo. Anyways, so out comes Electivire, and I was kind of avoiding going for the Charge Beam because I knew this guy still existed. And now I'm starting to formulate a plan in the back of my mind. I'm like, I can't really do too much to this guy, but I want to try and set this guy up for failure. So I send out Crobat knowing that he wasn't going to risk something. And Crobat is an odd choice to switch out on, because he has both Wild Charge and Ice Punch. So I knew he was going to do one or the other, so I go for a Roost. And I was kind of hoping it was Wild Charge so that he could lower his health a little. But it turns out to be perfect because when he does Wild Charge here, he lowers it just to the point where he's not going to want to switch out because of Stealth Rock's damage. So because of that, I send out my Crustacean here, who is a Shell Smasher, which means that no matter what, I'm going to get a free Shell Smash. And Wild Charge didn't even bring me down to Sturdy, so I'm pretty much set here. I'm looking pretty good. I don't know what he can do. I have Stealth Rocks, so Sashes and Sturdies aren't going to help him. And he sends out Espeon, and I'm actually thinking it might be able to outspeed, but it doesn't. And I go for X-Scissor, and that Espeon is out of here. And so he sends out this guy, Tortuga. Nah, I don't know his real name. So I go, Caracosa, there we go. So I go for Earthquake, and I'm like, oh, it brought him down to Sturdy. But no, that was just damage. I can't believe he survived it. So, okay, that's it for him. And then Aerodactyl comes out, and, he's as fast can be. And I figured the reason why he didn't send out Caracosa in the first place is because he's probably also a Shell Smasher, and he was trying to save him for later. Maybe outspeed with Espeon. And so I do Jack Diddley Squat with a Choice Band of Dragon Claw, and he kills me with Wild Charge. And this guy's pretty cool. This Electros. So I sub, knowing that he really can't do that much. I know these things like to run Wild Charge and what's that other move? Dragon Tail, so I kind of resist everything he does. So I'm going to set up my own charge beams on him. And this is how this set works, is that, you know, I trap in steel types that don't want to be trapped in because I resist everything. And I set up subs and let leftovers recover for them. And then I outspeed and just keep doing charge beams, and they can't really do anything to me. So I just sit in there all day. And I just did a sub, and he tried to Dragon Tail me. So I could have gone for an attack, and that would have been pretty disastrous, but I didn't. So then he reveals that he has Protect, which is going to speed up his recovery some more. And I get another Charge Beam, so that's +2 special attack. And so the Shell Bell is actually kind of giving me health now. And he goes for a Coil. And another Protect. So I can't really do anything here. I'm actually pretty sure that I've already won the game. So he goes for a second Protect, the Panch, and I'm like, wow, real cool. So I go for Hidden Power Fire, and that guy is toast. Yeah, he's out of there. And so out comes Killer Claw, who he probably has a sash, and it got ruined by the Stealth Rocks. So I do Thunderbolt, and that guy is, you know, completely, he's dinner. He's Red Lobster. And that's why you don't mess with Magnezone. Good game, guys.